Hi, Talita. Many of you know on Wednesday we will not have school, and it is to celebrate Veterans Day. I wanted to take a moment to explain to you how we got this important holiday and why it's important for us to recognize it. So, Veterans Day, this book was written by Lynda Sorensen. The Rourke Press published this, and we're just going to talk about Veterans Day. Veterans Day honors the men and women who have served in America's armed forces. The armed or military services are America's Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, and Marines. Veterans Day is a national holiday. It is celebrated on November 11th. Canada honors its veterans on Remembrance Day, which is also November 11th. Veterans Day is a patriotic holiday. The day gives all Americans a chance to say thanks to veterans for helping to keep America strong and free. Armistice Day. What we now call Veterans Day used to be known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day celebrated the day the fighting in World War I ended, November 11th, 1918. Nearly 9 million soldiers from many nations died in World War I. 116,000 were Americans. World War I was supposed to be the end of all wars. No one knew then that even a more terrible war would follow, World War II. Armistice. World War I lasted for 4 long, bloody years. France, England, Russia, and their allies fought against Germany and its allies. Canada joined the war against Germany in 1915. America entered the war against Germany in 1917. Although World War I ended officially with the signing of a peace treaty in 1919, the fighting stopped in 1918 with a ceasefire or armistice. The armistice began at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918. Two minutes of silence. After the armistice had been signed, Australian writer George Honey had an idea. He suggested that people worldwide spend 2 minutes of silence remembering the soldiers killed in action. Honey's idea was very popular. 2 minutes of silence became a Veterans Day tradition. Many Veterans Day ceremonies still include the 2 minutes of silence at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 11th day of the 11th month. This is a picture of an artist. It says that it captured some of the terrible combat of World War I. Renaming Armistice Day. The first Armistice Day holiday was held on November 11th, 1919. It was celebrated in the United States every year until 1954. By 1954, America had fought in World War II and the Korean War. Congress decided that America should have a day to honor all war veterans, living and dead. Congress renamed Armistice Day. November 11th became Veterans Day. The new, quote-unquote, holiday honored the peace of 1918 and all the veterans of America's armed services. It's a bit of history for an important day. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever been to Washington, D.C. to see the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It's very impacting. I highly recommend it. So on November 11th, 1921, an unidentified American soldier who had died in World War I was buried in the tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Today, this marble tomb at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia is called the Tomb of the Unknowns. Unidentified soldiers from World War I, World War II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War are buried there. Each Veterans Day, a special ceremony honoring American soldiers killed in action is held at the Tomb of the Unknowns. And there's the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. This lists the names of nearly 60,000 American soldiers who died in the Vietnam War. Each Veterans Day, a wreath is laid on the black granite memorial wall in Washington, D.C. The wreath is one way America honors and remembers veterans who died fighting the war in Vietnam. A large bronze sculpture of 3 American soldiers is also part of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And that's what that picture is. Veterans organizations are groups of men and women who have been in the armed forces. They help organize and carry out ceremonies for Veterans Day and Memorial Day. They help care for disabled veterans and the families of veterans who have died. Veterans organizations also tell Congress and the public about veterans' needs, interests, and concerns. 2 of the largest and oldest veterans organizations are the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. And we will be celebrating Veterans Day this Wednesday. At 11 o'clock, we'll mark a moment of silence for 2 minutes. Behind me, you see I pulled a bunch of books we have at the Toledo Library that have to do with war. I know that this subject is very sad, but it fascinates a lot of people too. We also have What Was Pearl Harbor? You guys know I love this series. We have some I Survived the Nazi Invasion. This series is very exciting. And then this book by Sarah Pennypacker, she also wrote Clementine, that series, Pax. This is using personification, where you take an animal and make it into a human or into a person. And it's a great story about war. It's highly recommended. And finally, The War I Finally Won by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. And it's also a story that takes place during World War II. And I just thought maybe some of you that enjoy reading novels would enjoy reading this. So that's that suggestion. And of course, all of the nonfiction books behind me that tell a story of some of our past and our wars. I hope you all have a bit of time to remember the veterans that fought for the freedoms of America. Thank you.